Welcome inside the GCU Softball Stadium for Day 2 of the Lopes Up Classic. I'm Cheyenne Rose alongside Jack O'Hara, where the Lopes are still looking for their first win on the weekend. Despite having some great plays and hits last night, the Lopes had 10 hits last night against the Grizz, but still ended up falling short in that game.
Well, of course, they had the 5-1 loss to the Rebels before then, Shy, and of course the bats did come alive. It's just pitching for the Lopes. Lexi Coons, of course, making her first start of the 2020 season right here, right now on this Saturday afternoon. Again, she threw an inning and a third against the Rebels yesterday, looking to make up for that fact.
And that first pitch is in for ball number 1 from Coons.
And of course, Lexi going an inning and a third, giving up 3 hits, 2 earned runs in that game. She only did throw 18 pitches against the Rebels, so looking to go deep into this ball game. Again, 2 more today for the Lopes. Another game right after this, scheduled for 5 p.m. Mountain Time.
And that pitch to Kirsten Cox in for strike number 1, so that brings her count even at 1-1. Yeah, as you mentioned, Jack, this is game 1 of our doubleheader here today. Lopes will take on Montana for the second time this weekend, and they will be the designated visiting team for that game. And that pitch in for strike 2, so a 1-2 count here to Cox.
Kirsten Cox here, a very dangerous asset at the top part of this order for St. Joe's, of course, and 48 starts last year, hit .333, coming into this season hot as well. Of course, she's not the leadoff hitter for nothing, Shy.
Absolutely.
Big out number 1 here for Lexi Coons. If she wants to set the tone early, hand it over to her offense in the bottom half of the first inning. And again, we saw the Lopes break out for 7 runs last night against the Grizz. So the bats look to heat up in this one. It's going to be, again, the pitching. As Lexi Coons tries to keep it low in the zone, she does right there, executing that pitch perfectly.
A nice short little hop over there to Bishop to record out number 1. So as you mentioned, a big first out there for the Lopes and Kirsten Cox. As we take another look at that one.
Getting a lot of speed over there from Cox as well. As you see at the last minute there. Have to be very quick this afternoon as Ostaszewski digs in. Again, topped the conference in runners caught stealing a season ago behind the dish, the catcher for St. Joe's.
And that one will, a nice dive and catch there by Olsen, making that throw there to Bishop, and Bishop staying on the bag to record out number 2 real quickly.
Yeah, don't mind if I do. Lorianne Olsen coming in hot on this Saturday. Back-to-back 4-3 putouts. You take another look here in the hole. Full extension, throw on to first, and a nice job by Lily Bishop, able to keep her foot on the bag there with the stretch. Got to give credit to where credit's due, Shy.
Yep, and now that will bring up Kachapula. And that first pitch in to Kachapula will be in for strike 1. Molly Kapula hitting third, and she'll foul that one back and straight up, but able to make the catch is Holland, so that will be out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning here for the Lopes, which is what they need after some disappointing first innings yesterday against both Montana and UNLV.
Definitely the way to set the tone if you're Lexi Coons, getting in and out of that inning as quickly as possible as we head to the bottom of the first. We'll also take a look at the upcoming schedule, brought to you by BSN Sports, the largest provider of team sports equipment and apparel in the country. Of course, baseball taking on Pacific right now over at the baseball stadium, but they'll also be back tomorrow taking on Pacific for that Sunday matinee noontime start tomorrow, while softball, of course, closes out the Lopes Up Classic. They'll face the UNLV Rebels at 12:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And, of course, softball will also kick off the GCU Invitational Tournament Wednesday with their first game at 5 p.m. against South Dakota. And, of course, you can catch it all here on GCU TV. So Lexi Coons setting the tone early on in the top of the first with an easy 1-2-3 inning. We'll see if the bats could do what they did last night against the Grizz. Of course, not really coming alive against that stellar UNLV pitching. Again, undefeated so far in this tournament. Really running roughshod early on in this season with 17 wins. But St. Joe's, again, 0-3 in this tournament thus far, coming off a 5-1 loss earlier today, just moments ago, actually.
Yeah. As you mentioned, that loss to UNLV. So both teams looking for their first win on the weekend. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. The Lopes ended hot last night, and we'll look at the starting lineup for the Lopes. We have leading off Gianna Nicoletti, Savannah Torville, Lily Bishop, Kristen Fifield, Kaylee Holland, Brooke Cantillo, Lauren Olson, Olivia Zufel, and Jaden Reed to end out the lineup. So it's nice to see Cantillo back in the lineup here today. She pinch hit a couple of times yesterday.
Leading off for GCU, the center fielder, number 24.
So leading off here for GCU will be Gianna Nicoletti. First pitch in will be strike one to Nicoletti.
And we talk about setting the tone. Gianna Nicoletti, 4 hits and 4 at-bats in that loss against the Grizz last night. Again, a 10-7 loss. The bats coming alive. Gianna Nicoletti coming alive with 2 RBIs, a stolen base to her credit as well.
That'll be strike number 2. So Nicoletti quickly behind in the count 0-2.
And again, down on the count 0-2 here. Gianna Nicoletti's just going to look to wait back here, slap one the other way. Again, that left center field gap wide open if she wants to take one the other way here. Try and get into scoring position early on as she takes that one low. Nice spot there from Stokes. Stokes coming off a loss against the Rebels. She did pitch well, 6 innings of work, allowed only 2 earned runs. However, her defense did only back her up. 2 errors in that game, resulting in 5 total runs allowed in that loss on Friday against UNLV.
Now a 2-2 count here for Nicoletti. Lopes looking to get started here early, as it happened to them in both games yesterday. Big numbers put up in the first from Montana and UNLV. And that one will be hit straight to the shortstop and thrown across to first, and so that will be out number 1 for the Lopes in Nicoletti.
Well, that's a slick play by Rabinski over there at short as we'll take another look. I mentioned Gianna Nicoletti looking to wait back on one, slap it the other way. Does just what the doctor ordered, but again out by just a hair, about a half step for Gianna Nicoletti, looking to utilize her speed right there as Torville digs in. Another big bat in this lineup looking to get things going for the Lopes here in the bottom half of the first inning. Again, if they can get ahead in this game the way Lexi Coons threw in that top half of the first inning, Lopes will be pretty confident going forward today as they look to finish out this tournament with at least 2 more wins before the Sunday matinee tomorrow.
You're definitely setting the tone past, and then that one will be popped up there by Torville to the second baseman. So out number 2 there for the Lopes, and that'll bring up Lily Bishop.
It'll be interesting to see if the sun plays a big factor in this game, Shy. You could already see the shadows creeping in behind home plate as you can take a look there. And more of an advantage for the pitcher than it is the hitter.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a slight disadvantage for the hitter, as it'll be coming into the shade from the sun, so it'll be kind of hard to see exactly where that ball will be landing in that zone. And that ball will be ball 1 as it's down and low. It's a little windy here today. It's a little hot outside, but flag not blowing in, just blowing straight out. So that'll be nice, not affecting too much, as that pitch in to Bishop will be strike 1. So her count will be even at 1 ball and 1 strike.
And of course, Stokes is going to have to be careful here with the heavy hitting Lily Bishop. Doesn't want to put anything too over the heart of the plate here. We've seen Lily run into one every now and then. Of course, 4 home runs a season ago. Had a big home run early on this season against New Mexico, against the Lobos. That was her first of the year. Of course, that game, Olivia Zufelt launching a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 7th inning. Big 7-6 win here at home.
And that one hit by Bishop straight to the third baseman, who will have time to throw it back to first to record out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for the Lopes. The score remains 0-0 as we move to the top of the second, and you'll have more softball right here on GCU TV.
As a teacher, your calling was always to make a difference and positively impact the future. You live with a deep sense of purpose and strive to inspire generations of change. GCU's online Masters of Education degree program gives you the skills you need to grow and develop your career. You're not just inspiring future generations of leaders, you're giving them the tools they need to succeed.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Welcome back inside the GCU softball stadium as we head into the top of the second inning. Lexi Coons back in the circle for the Lopes. Had a great 1-2-3 inning to start the first, looking to do the same thing here to help give her team any advantage that she can here, Jack.
And again, she only threw 8 pitches in that first inning, Shy. I think Coach Ann Pearson will take that any day of the week here with Lexi Coons. Remember, only threw 18 pitches yesterday, giving up those 2 earned runs against the Rebels in that loss.
Now batting for the Hawks.
And a 7-1 loss. The Rebels, again, we mentioned running roughshod in this tournament so far here this weekend.
And that will be strike one in for
Correction, now batting
number 9, Kayla Abadi. And she'll hit that one. Popped up there to Olsen, who will call off Fifield and Bishop and make out number 1.
Well, it's definitely obvious that Lexi Coons is dialed in, at least for the moment. 4 up, 4 down. Made her pitch there on the inner part of the plate, jamming Abadi, getting her to pop up to second base. And so far, so good when it comes to the sunshine. It doesn't look like Lorianne Olsen was affected on that fly ball, but again, we'll see in the latter stages of this game. We got a 5 o'clock start Mountain Time for game number 2 against the Grizz. Definitely going to be a factor there for at least the first few innings.
Yeah, so as we see as this one goes on, we'll see it affecting the ending of this game possibly, and definitely the starting of the next one. And that first pitch in there to Herrera will be strike 1. That pitch from Coons a little outside, so it'll be ball 1, evening up her count at 1-1.
And again, as you notice, Lexi Coons missing just by hair there on the outside corner, doing a beautiful job painting that outside corner early on in this at-bat, painting the inside corner against Abadi a few seconds ago.
And that one will be hit straight down center. Fielded there by Nicoletti. He'll throw it back to Coons, so that will allow Herrera to get a base hit and will be standing safely at first.
Well, take another look here. Great piece of hitting from Jacarla Herrera. Again, Lexi Coons made her pitch, outer part of the plate, but Herrera was able to wait back, poke that one into center field, and just like that, St. Joseph's are in business here. First base runner of the afternoon.
Jordan Hinkle up at bat here for the Hawks. As she will bunt that one up, but it'll pop back foul behind home plate.
Wouldn't be shocked to see Lexi Coons go low in the zone here, looking for a ground ball with her infield playing about straight up here. Middle of the plate there. Probably wanted that pitch there. Probably got away with a mistake over the middle part of the plate right there. Yeah, you can see Hinkle there trying to make this a 2-0 game with one swing of the bat with that swing.
That she was, but as for the Lopes at least, have that double play ball in effect with that runner standing on first. So, as you mentioned, wanting to get that ground ball here for the Lopes to quickly get those last 2 outs, as that one will be outside for ball 1. Hinkle's count 1-2.
And of course, the name of the game here for Lexi Coons is going to have to be getting ahead of these hitters. Gets ahead 0-2 to Hinkle, has a few pitches to spoil there. Again, not heavily off the plate there, trying to get the right-handed bat to chase, but again, right on the outside corner.
And that one will be bounced up, and the only play will be at first, but it will get the out at first. So now 2 outs here.
And that one not hit quite hard enough. Lexi Coons may have had a chance to get Herrera at second base would have been a bang-bang play. Thought better of it, goes with the sure out at first base. But again, that puts a runner in scoring position here for St. Joe's. A single could potentially give them a 1-0 lead, and we'll see if they can do just that with Fifey digging in.
The freshman right-hander Fifey. The first pitch to Fife from Coons will be ball number 1. Lopes looking for that last out to not let that runner at second do any damage here early in this game. That one will be a little outside for ball 2, so now a 2-0 count here to Fife. And that pitch will be high and up, so it'll quickly be a 3-0 count here to Fife. Holland's gonna go up to Coons and just have a little conversation with her, just settle her down a little bit. Still early on in this game.
And again, these misses haven't been too far outside the zone, but of course, Kaylee Holland just wanted to check up on Lexi here, like, get it together. Again, 3-0 count. Don't give in here to Fifey. Again, 3-0 probably doesn't have the green light with a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Again, we've seen crazier things here. It's a fastball over the plate in her wheelhouse, trying to drive one into the gap. Again, the outfield playing about straight away. A single probably gives St. Joe's a 1-0 advantage. And again, she does get the green light on 3-0. Excuse me.
The big swing on a miss though, so now a 3-1 count. I mean, a 3-0 count. I get it with 2 outs, but still, you gotta swing on a 3-0 count.
Getting that pitch right in the wheelhouse of Fifey, apparently. Again, trying to send that one over the left field wall on 3-0. And again, painting that inside corner beautifully is Lexi Coons.
Beautiful strike there. So she was behind 3-0, but now a full count here for Fifey. And that one will be hit straight there to Fifield, but it'll get past her glove, so that will allow the 1 run to score as it is thrown back to Olsen, who's standing there at second.
Now we'll take another look. Fifield's going to beat herself up over this one, just unable to keep her glove on the ground for the foreseeable future. As you see it get just underneath her glove as that one found the grass, and scoring easily right there was Fifey. So just like that, St. Joe's on the board, 1-0. They'll look to take advantage in the bottom half of the second inning. And again, it was a very easy bottom half of that first inning. Just like Lexi Coons, we mentioned 8 pitches in that first inning.
The first pitch to Hessian, big swing on a miss there, so an 0-1 count there to Hessian.
You gotta like your chances now if you're Stokes out there on the mound, only throwing 11 pitches in that 1-2-3 first inning against the Lopes batters. So now she has some room to work with as Lexi Coons, again, just trying to limit the damage here. Again, another
and that one popped
beautiful
into the
piece of
hole.
hitting.
Yeah, it was a great hit there, popped up into the hole in right center. No way for Nicoletti, Reed, or Olsen to get there. So literally falling in the one perfect spot.
And again, Lexi Coons able to make her pitch on the inner part of the plate, jamming Hessian, but of course, getting her hands inside, cheating a bit on that fastball as she pokes it just over the head of Lorianne Olsen and into center field. And just like that, Lexi Coons is going to have to make her pitch here against Rybinski. Don't want to put anything over the heart of the plate here. One swing of the bat to really put a crooked number out there up on the second inning on the scoreboard.
And that one misfielded there by Torville as Rybinski took that first pitch. Swung low. So now bases are loaded here for the Hawks.
Well, Coach Ann Pearson can't be too thrilled with her left side of the infield in this top half of the second inning. First, you saw Kristen Fifield just unable to keep her glove on the dirt as it trickled just beneath her glove. You'll take another look there with Savannah Torville just unable to eat that one up, and just like that, all ducks on the pond now for St. Joe's. One swing of the bat here could really blow things open here in the second inning. Probably the biggest at-bat of this game if you're Lexi Coons trying to retire the very dangerous and speedy Kirsten Cox here.
Yeah, Cox backed up as the order has now flipped back to the top for St. Joseph's. She's 0 for 1 so far. She grounded out back in the first, excuse me. And that'll be in for strike 1 there to Cox.
And a very important strike number 1 in this at-bat from Lexi Coons. You don't want to fall behind the Westbury, New York native. Again, we mentioned the damage here, hitting well over 330 to start this season. Definitely wants to put her team in the win column, at least for this weekend. Again, 0-3 coming into this one against the purple and white.
That will be far outside and low, so a 1-1 count here to Cox.
I mentioned that 333 average, ranked second on the team a season ago for St. Joe's for Kirsten Cox. Recorded 10 RBIs, scored 29 runs as well.
And that'll be in for strike number 2. So a 1-2 count here now for Cox. So Coons just one more strike away of getting out of a lot of trouble here with having the bases loaded for St. Joseph's.
And Lexi Coons, of course, looking to paint that outside corner once again. Kirsten Cox with a lot of speed. She'll be looking to hit something on the ground.
That
too
one
hard
hit
there.
Nope, that one hit straight to Torville, who will step on third to get that force out there. So the Hawks will leave 2 on as that final out was taken to third. But did get one across there in the top of the second.
Oh, we go rocking and rolling here in the GCU softball stadium, Shy, on this Saturday afternoon, showing off their Lope Pride. And you can also show off your Lope Pride by getting the best gear at lopeshop.gcu.edu to find everything GCU, from the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code GCUTV25 to get 25% off for being a GCU TV viewer. Let's paint the Valley purple. Lopes up, and again, that promo code is capital GCUTV25. Well, I'll tell you, Shy, that was a big out number 3 for Lexi Coons. Bases loaded, 2 outs. You're already down by 1 in the top half of the second inning, and Kirsten Cox, like we mentioned, hitting 333 on the season, looking to paint the outside corner there. She did. Kirsten Cox with a nice piece of hitting, however, right at Savannah Torville, and all she had to do was step on the bag for out number 3.
Yeah, nice work there by Torville, is just stepping on that bag to get that force out at third. And a great hit share from Coons, as you mentioned, painting that corner, and Cox taking it and getting that ground ball that Phillips really needed there to get out of that situation without any more trouble coming across the plate.
And it'll be interesting to see how Ashley Stokes responds. Again, very easy 1-2-3 inning against that heart of the Lopes order. Again, coming off that loss against UNLV here last night. 6 innings pitched, only allowed 2 earned runs, walked 3 strikeouts. Again, looking to eat up some innings in this one against the Lopes. We'll see if Kristen Fifield can give the Lopes their first base run of the afternoon.
Yeah, Fifield leading off here for the bottom of the second for the Lopes, as it was a 1-2-3 inning for the Lopes back in the bottom of the first. And that first pitch there to Fifield will be in for ball number 1. And that one just a little outside the zone, so now a 2-0 count here for Fifield.
And Kristen Fifield, one of those freshmen in 306 on the season, really stepping up in a big way for Coach Pearson, looking to get on base here, slapping that one the other way.
Yep, she hit that one straight there to Rubinski, who will throw it to Abadi to record the first out for the Lopes. So the Lopes in the bottom of the third will be looking to get that first leadoff runner on.
Again, a check swing there. She barreled that one up just enough, Shy, where she was able to hit it hard enough to Rubinski, as she was out again just by a step there. Hit it a little bit softer. We may have seen a runner on first base with nobody out.
Now Kaylee Holland, first pitch to Holland will be called strike 1. Holland got her first home run last night against Montana. So looking to get some more hits going here early on in this one.
And of course, looking to get that average up. You mentioned the home run last night, a step in the right direction for Kaylee Holland, hitting .205 just over the Mendoza line.
And she'll
There you go.
knock that one and it'll roll back to the left fielder as it gets just past the glove of the third baseman. So the Lopes now have one on with one out as we have Brooke Cantillo come up to bat.
And I got a nice piece of hitting there, waiting back on the off speed, roping that one into left field, getting way ahead of that pitch from Stokes. And again, all it really takes is one hit to break out of a funk. You mentioned the home run last night, looking to change momentum at the plate for Kaylee Holland. And Brooke Cantillo, again, one of those redshirt sophomores coming in this year for the Lopes, stepping up in a big way out there in right field. Looking to move the runner into scoring position here with less than 2 outs.
And that first pitch there to Cantillo will be called strike one. Yeah, Lopes looking to at least get that one back that came across there in the top half of this inning.
And Cantillo, of course, hitting .286 on the season. Has herself a few extra base hits, 6 hits and 21 at-bats. Again, the infield playing about straight away. Look for Brooke Cantillo to try and rip one up the middle here.
And she'll
right.
hit that one straight to the second baseman. So they'll get the out at second in Holland, but Cantillo will be safely aboard on first. And they have 2 outs here.
Second baseman.
As Lorianne Olson will now come up to the plate. Olson had a great day yesterday. Had 4 hits last night.
And again, one of those Lopes looking to move their batting averages up. Again, only hitting $167 to start, but you mentioned 4 hits, again, 24 hours ago. See if that changes her momentum at the plate. Looking to get confident here later on in this season as the Lopes look to tally off a few wins here on this Saturday afternoon, bleeding into tomorrow. Again, starting this tournament off 0-2 here last night.
That first pitch in to Olson, in for ball 1. Yeah, Olson had a triple taken away from her, as that one will be hit straight to the first baseman, who will take it to the bag herself. So Lopes leave 1 on, and unable to get any across the plate. So a 1-0 game here as we head to the top of the third, and you'll get more softball right here on GCU TV.
Make sure you stick around and watch your Lopes play.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin', ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
Curiosity fuels you. So when you're ready for a fulfilling new career, let your curiosity fuel that change. Grand Canyon University's online degree programs in technology make it convenient for you to achieve your dream. GCU teaches you how to plan for innovation. By applying that knowledge to today's most challenging problems, you're helping to build a better tomorrow. Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Rock a showstopper, beats, get it crunk and wired. Wave your hands, scream loud. Everybody here, get it out of control.
Welcome back inside the GCU Softball Stadium as we head to the top of the third inning. Lopes down by 1 as now the Hawks send up Azuzuki to the plate. She's 0 for 1 as she grounded to Olson back at the top of the first. Coons coming back out here in the circle for the Lopes. Had a little bit of trouble there back in the top of the second, but was able to get out of it.
And it's been pitching so far between Ashley Stokes and Lexi Coons. And again, like you mentioned, got herself into a bit of trouble in that second inning, giving up a run, but was able to make that big final out, getting Kirsten Cox to ground to third with the bases loaded. Now Sarah Ostaszewski digging in. We mentioned her presence in the middle part of that lineup. She's named to the Atlantic 10 All-Conference second team a season ago.
And that first pitch there from Coons in for strike 1. It's getting a little bit windier there as you can see the flag moving a lot more. Still straight out, so it's not blowing in, which is nice. And that'll be strike number 2, so an 0-2 count here.
And again, beautifully painting that outside corner right there was Lexi Coons. I mentioned Sarah Ostaszewski leading the Hawks in batting average in 2019, 351, had 92 total bases as well, so she'll be looking to get things rocking and rolling for her squad here in the top of the 3rd inning. We'll see what Lexi Coons goes with on 0-2, has a pitch to spoil there as it misses outside. Again, gonna have to stay low in the zone here today for these Lopes pitchers, giving up a total of 17 runs yesterday in those 2 games against the Rebels as well as the Grizzlies. Offense, of course, still looking to break through against Ashley Stokes here this afternoon, who's been dialed in through the first 2 innings.
And that'll be ball 2. So that'll even up Ostaszewski's count at 2-2. And that one will be hit straight to Torville, who will throw it nicely and to Bishop, who will keep her foot on the bag to get out number 1.
Well, Savannah Torville couldn't have played that one any more brilliantly down the 3rd base line as Ostaszewski trying to find the line down there as you'll take another look here. Right on the line was Savannah Torville. Probably wanted a better throw, but right there was Lily Bishop with the gold glove-like scoop out of the dirt at first base for the 5-3 putout.
Nice work there by Bishop to be able to keep her foot on the bag. That first pitch to Kapla in for ball 1. And that one will be flown up and caught there by Cantillo to get out number 2.
Getting a lot of power off the bat of Kapala there. See Lexi Coons once again making a nice pitch on the inner part of the plate, jamming the number 5 hitter for St. Joe's. Didn't get quite enough of it, just lofting it in the air to left field.
Abadi now up to bat here for St. Joseph's. And that one will be a little high, so ball 1 here. That pitch to Abadi will be called a strike, so now a 1-1 count.
And you gotta like what you see if you're Coach Pearson from Lexi Coons in this inning. We mentioned getting herself into a bit of trouble in that 2nd inning after a very brilliant 8-pitch 1st inning, retiring St. Joe's in order, and she'll do the same here in the 3rd.
And that one will get out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning here for the Lopes, which they really needed after the 2nd inning. Having bases loaded there to end the 2nd inning.
And of course, the Lopes looking to gain some ground here in the standings as we enter the middle part of the season. As we take a look at the Canyon State standings, brought to you by the Canyon State Credit Union. And to no surprise, New Mexico State up there as well, as Ashley Stokes gets ready. 12-7 overall, have themselves a 1-game winning streak. It's been all about Utah Valley early on in this season. 12-5 overall record. California Baptist looking to gain some ground as well, sitting at 9-13. You see Seattle and Kansas City both down there with 12 losses each. Of course, the Lopes having a slow start to this season. We mentioned going 1-5 in that opening tournament back in February. Looking to gain some ground with at least 2 wins today, leading into their Sunday matinee against the Rebels tomorrow. Going to be a very difficult outing tomorrow against those UNLV Rebels. We mentioned already 3-0 on this tournament.
Yeah, definitely. After that game that they played against the Rebels yesterday, that final ending in 7-1, and then that game against Montana, which was a really good game, even though a 10-7 score doesn't sound like it. It was those 5 runs that were put across back in the top of the first by Montana that was really differentiation between that game. But the Lopes look to get things going here and just right now they're only down by 1. They just need to get that 1 run back right now and keep moving forward.
Perfect bat right here, Olivia Zufelt, the freshman. It's cooled down quite a bit since her hot start from the opening weekend. Mentioned 6 RBIs in that opening weekend, a walk-off home run to put the icing on the cake, the cherry on the proverbial sundae, if you will, for Olivia Zufelt. Since cooled down, again hitting .239, does have 2 home runs, 10 RBIs to her credit.
And that first pitch into Zufelt will be called a strike, so it'll be a 1-1 count here for Zufelt. And that one will be hit straight up the middle there by Zufelt. Like, great hit. So the Lopes do get the leadoff runner aboard here in the bottom half of the 3rd.
And Olivia Zufelt showing a lot of maturity in that at bat, working the count to 1-1. Waiting back on that off-speed pitch from Stokes as we take another look. Trying to fool her with the off-speed. Waits back, loads back, and rips it straight up the middle to Herrera out there in center field. And just like that, the Lopes have themselves a 3rd inning base runner. We'll see what Jaden Reed does here. Again, the freshman, a lot of speed in that number 9 hole. Wouldn't be shocked to see her lay down a bunt here, trying to move the runner into scoring position as she squares.
Square 4 bunt there. So that first pitch in there for Reed will be ball number 1. Lopes looking to get to Stokes here in this 3rd. She does bunt, but it bounces and goes foul behind the plate, a little bit to the first base side there.
And again, with the heavy hitting Gianna Nicoletti. Well, I shouldn't say heavy hitting, but average again, well over 340 to start the season. Trying to put a runner in scoring position here. It's vital that Jaden Reed moves Olivia Zufelt into scoring position here against Stokes, who has seemed to be locked in as she paints that outside corner beautifully right there.
Beautiful. So now a 1-2 count here for Reed. A really nice job to Stokes in painting that corner and getting that called strike. And Reed will bounce that one up, and that was a great bunt there. It bounced high and then rolled a little bit to the right and was unable to be fielded. So with no outs, there's now 2 on here for the Lopes.
Nice consolation prize for Jaden Reed. Couldn't get the bunt down. And she slaps that one almost like a bunt right there and perfectly executed to the point where she was able to beat it out for an infield single. So just like that, you have Gianna Nicoletti digging in, who entered this tournament hitting .357 on the season, has herself 2 runners in scoring position. Wouldn't be shocked to see her try to lay down a bunt here, possibly for a hit, just trying to move those runners into scoring position at 2nd and 3rd base with less than 2 outs.
And she does square to bunt there, as that first pitch will be ball 1. You mentioned just trying to move those runners, Jack. Yesterday in that first game against UNLV, the Lopes only had 2 runners ever reach 3rd and 3 runners overall ever reach 2nd. So you got to move them to scoring position to get some runs across. And that pitch into Nicoletti will be ball 2, so a 2-0 count here for Nicoletti so far.
Well, I think it's safe to say that the UNLV Rebels are the alpha of this tournament this weekend here in Phoenix, Arizona. Shy really running roughshod, like you said. The pitching has been phenomenal. And we mentioned that 5-1 win over St. Joseph's earlier on today, a 7-1 win over the Lopes here last night.
And both runners go to move a little bit, and the catcher bounce up to, looks to throw, but that pitch in for ball 3. So 3 straight balls here to Nicoletti. No outs and 2 runners on. You got to think she's going to swing at this one if it's right there, Jack. But that it is not, so it will be ball 4. And now, just like that, the Lopes have bases loaded with no outs. And that'll bring up Savannah Torville, which is a nice person that you would like to have in this situation. And she definitely has that power. you figure even a base hit here will get at least 2 runs across. You have a very speedy Nicoletti there at first.
And you see the pitching coach, Gina McCool, out there talking things over with her right-hander. Ashley Stokes was dominant through those first 2 innings. Lost the zone there against Gianna Nicoletti. Of course, Gianna Nicoletti looking to lay down a bunt, but Stokes pitching around the Lopes leadoff hitter to the point where she walks her on 4 pitches. Now you got Zufelt on third, Reed on second, Nicoletti over there on first. A ton of speed on the base paths. Ball in the gap here for Savannah Torville. Probably gives the Lopes a 2-run advantage. Not trying to do too much here, though. Just trying to put the ball in play. You can see Hessian in at the bag over there at third base. Second and third are back looking for a double play ground ball. So they'll give up the lead on a ground ball here up the middle if you're Savannah Torville.
And that first pitch to Torville will be a strike. So first strike thrown in 5 pitches there from Stokes. And that one will be hit high and not be caught as it bounces, but the runner will be out at home plate, but all of the runners are still standing there on the rest of the bases. So Lopes do still have bases loaded with 1 out.
Well, a big sigh of relief there if you're Capalla over there at second base. And we see the sun playing a factor right there. So we'll take another look. Savannah Torville just getting a piece of that one.
Bounces right in front of the second baseman there.
And again, making a strong throw home. Thought about catching that one on the fly, but again, Savannah Torville, not quite the same speed as Zufelt over there at third base, and a big play
And
there.
that one,
And again, a big stop there for St. Joseph.
Yep.
The lead is gone. However, a big play there from Capella as Rabinski is able to keep her foot on the bag. We'll see if she's okay. A little bit shaken up
looks
over there
that,
after
like,
the slide.
got slid into there. So she's sitting down there, standing up there. So that's a good thing there that Capella is now
Maybe Savannah Torville got a piece of her cleat as we take another
Yeah.
look here with the slide into second base.
slide
Yeah,
right,
I'd say so.
Right into her leg, yeah.
Got spiked there from Savannah Torville, but she seems to be okay.
So the Lopes do get 1 across with that hit. So now 1-1 game here. Lopes have 1 out and runners on the corners.
Kirsten Fifield.
And that'll bring Kristen Fifield up to bat. Fifield grounded out back in the second. And she'll pop that one high up. And it'll be called out of play, but the catch was made there by Hessen.
Again, hit the netting down there,
Yep.
down the left field line.
But nice hustle there by Hessen to try and make that grab. So a 0-1 count here for Fifield. And now a 1-1 count.
And if Stokes is able to get out of this inning, a very impressive performance in this bottom of the third from Ashley Stokes. He had bases loaded, no out. Very little room for error. Gets a couple of ground ball outs. The lead was vanquished, but again, a big out here against Kristen Fifield. They'll take that any day of the week if you're Ashley Stokes. You won't take that.
No, you won't, because that one looks, and it is gone. Say goodbye to that ball as everyone will touch all the bags. That home run there by Fifield will give the Lopes a 4-1 lead and will allow Holland to come back to the plate.
Well, I spoke too soon, Shy. That ball was lofted right over the middle of the plate. Congrats to Kristen Fifield.
Yeah.
Home run number 1 this season in a
First
Lopes
home run.
uniform. As we take another look here again, right in her wheelhouse.
Just
Turns on that one, and that one was long gone as Cox could only turn and watch there.
Yeah, that great home run right there over the right field wall. A beautiful piece of hitting. And not only does that give the Lopes a 3-run lead, but it also keeps them alive here in this bottom half of the third. I'm bringing up Kaylee Holland, who got her first home run last night, as we mentioned earlier here today. Holland had a base hit her last time at bat back in the second. That first pitch in is ball number 1. And that'll be in for strike number 1, so it'll even up Holland's count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Lopes have 2 outs, and after that home run from Byfield, there is nobody left on the bases. That one will be just a little low. So 2 balls and 1 strike here for Holland. And Holland will chop that one foul to the third base side. And that'll be ball 3, so full count now here for Holland.
Not a bad idea there from Ashley Stokes going on the outside corner there with Holland. Doesn't seem too rattled after that 3-run blast off the bat of Kirsten Fifield. Again, just trying to get the final line here, trying to get her offense to the plate against Lexi Coons. As they try to battle back, try to erase that 3-run deficit.
And she'll pop that one straight back there to Herrera, who will make that catch there for the final out of the inning. So Lopes will leave no one on, but the damage has been done by the Lopes, getting 4 put up there in the bottom of the third. 3 off of that home run there by Fifield. So we'll head to the top of the 4th, and you'll get more softball right here on GCU TV.
Sanderson Ford has been straight up with our customers for the past 65 years. We've climbed to the top with a no hassle, no pressure, and no nonsense approach to selling Fords. No games, just straight up to provide the most value and best experience for our customers.
They support local sports and donate generously to local charities with a strong emphasis on kids and military.
If it's important to you to do business with someone who supports our community,
choose Sanderson Ford.
Straight up.
Tweet hashtag AskGCU to get your question featured.
Welcome back inside the GCU softball stadium. If you're just joining us, I would just go back a little bit and watch what happened at the bottom of the 3rd and then come back to where we are now, because the Lopes put up 4 and got the lead back from the Hawks, as we have Lexi Coons back on the mound here for the Lopes. Lopes, so she now has some safety room to work here with Jack, as it's now that 4-1 lead for Grand Canyon.
Definitely got to feel more comfortable if you're Lexi Coons. Of course, Ashley Stokes would definitely want that bottom half of the 3rd inning back. We mentioned how dominant she was in the first 2 frames, running into a bit of trouble. Looked like she was going to get out of it. Again, falling behind in the count to Kirsten Fifield, putting one right in her wheelhouse as she deposited over the right field wall. And just like that, 1 pitch, 1 out. Pitcher's best friend out there on the mound for Lexi Coons.
Herrera taking that first swing on and hitting that straight there to Olsen. And we'll throw it to Bishop to get out number 1. And that'll bring up Hinkle. She grounded out back in the top part of the 2nd, so she's looking for her first hit of the day. And then we'll be down low. So a 1-0 count here. And she'll bunt that one, and Coons will get in. And she'll throw it to Olsen, who was covering the bag there for Bishop, but
now we'll see if we can
Hinkle
get another look at this.
safe.
Lexi Coons, of course, with the double clutch there. I don't know if Lorianne Olsen was late getting to the bag there, but a big opportunity there for St. Joseph's, as we will take another look here. Waiting for Lorianne Olsen to get over to the bag. You'd see the double clutch there. Bang, bang play over there at the bag as Hinkle was just able to beat that one out.
So Hinkle standing safely at first. 1 out here for the Hawks. It's 5. First pitch will be called strike 1. And a big swing on a miss there from 5. So strike number 2.
Yeah, Lexi Coons going with the high cheese there against Fifey. Dialing in one back, and that one past her. Again, it'll be interesting to see if she goes up here again on 0-2 with a runner on first base. There is one out. Wouldn't be shocked to see her go low in the zone here, trying to get Fifey to hit something on the ground.
And that one will be far outside, so now a 1-2 count here. Yeah, if you get that ground ball, that double play is in effect here, Jack. So if you're the Lopes, definitely looking for that ground out. And that one will be fouled back. So Fifey will keep herself alive here. Still, her count will remain at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Of course, Fifey digging in that second inning. Remember, Kirsten Fifield unable to keep her glove in the dirt for an E6 that resulted in the first and only run of the day for St. Joseph's. Would love to get another crack at one here with a ground ball.
But a big swing on and miss, and so Fifey will go down and will be out number 2 here in the top of the 4th. And we'll bring Ashley Hession up.
Third baseman, Ashley Hession.
Hession got a single back in the top of the second. A big swing on and miss there. That ball then got thrown to first, but the runner will get back in time.
Yeah, a little bit of a hesitation over there at the bag at first base from Hinkle. Thought about taking off. Draws the throw from Kaylee Holland, keeping her honest at the bag over there at first. Again, with 2 outs, down by 3, I wouldn't expect Hinkle to be aggressive down there on the base paths at first base, trying to give Hestian a chance here against Lexi Coons, trying to pass that baton to Rabinski, waiting on deck. The sophomore hitter would be the tying run here in the 4th inning if St. Joe's is able to get one more runner aboard.
1-1 count here to Hession. Lopes looking to get back to the plate after that momentum shifter in the bottom of the 3rd. And that one will be hit straight there to Olsen, who will field it there to Bishop. And we'll record out number 3. So just like that, getting that one over and ending the top of the 4th. The Hawks will leave one runner on, but great work there by the Lopes getting those outs as easy as they did.
And the Drowsy Chaperone is the latest from the College of Fine Arts and Production, featuring explosive twists and turns. This hilarious comedy opens with a theater fanatic listening to his favorite cast album that comes to life before his very eyes. It all begins March 20th at Effington Theater. Get your tickets now. Again, March 20th through the 22nd. And then the following weekend, the 27th through the 29th. And remember, students get in free with GCU ID. So another great inning there for Lexi Coons. Again, only giving up that one unearned run in the top half of the 2nd inning, getting out of that bases-loaded jam against Kirsten Cox with a ground ball to 3rd base. She bounced back with an easy 1-2-3 inning in the top half of the 3rd inning, making quick work of St. Joseph's. Once again, they're in the 4th. We'll see how Ashley Stokes bounces back after giving up 4 runs on 4 hits in that bottom half of the 3rd inning. We mentioned, of course, the big blow off the bat of Kirsten Fifield, her first collegiate home run here this season in the purple and white for the Lopes. Again, they'll have their 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up here. Again, we mentioned the freshmen on the squad. You look at the Kristen Fifields and the Brooke Cantillos, who's in her first year with the Lopes, redshirt sophomore, of course. And then, of course, Mickey Cavarubio off to a red-hot start this season. And Olivia Zufeld, again, we mentioned hitting .245 on the season now with her single back in the 2nd inning. Has herself 2 home runs and 10 RBIs as well. We'll see 2 of those new additions alongside Lorianne Olson, picking up those 4 hits here 24 hours or less ago. So you gotta like your chances here if you're in the bottom of the 4th inning, getting Ashley Stokes a little bit rattled. Again, got that final out against Kaylee Holland after giving up that big blow to Fifield. But you got to like your chances here with Cantillo, Olsen, and Zufelt at the bottom part of this order.
Absolutely, and that'll bring up Brooke Cantillo here, as we mentioned, her leading off this bottom half of the fourth. Looking for her first hit of the afternoon, and that one will be hit foul down the first base side, so her count will go to 0-1.
And a nice job there from Brooke Cantillo. We'll take another look, finding her pitch right out of the get-go. Just unable to keep that one fair. Hooks it just enough down the line for a loud strike number 1 here against Stokes. Again, trying to drive up that pitch count, only at 44 pitches entering this inning for Ashley Stokes. Only threw 91 pitches last night against UNLV.
And that one high outside, so a 1-1 count here for Cantillo. Lopes looking to get back-to-back leadoff base runners here. And that'll be called strike 2, so a 1-2 count here for Cantillo. And that one will get away from Mashiaki, and it'll roll forward, so a 2-2 count here for Cantillo. A big hit there from Cantillo. Unfortunately rolling foul down the first base side and rolling back into the corner.
Take another look there, just by a hair there for Brooke Cantillo, getting out in front of that one again, hooking it down the right field line. Boy, if she can find that line, Cheyenne, you can see Cox down there playing right there. Trying to limit her to a single, anything hit down the line. But again, that left center field gap as well. If she wants to wait back, slice one the other way here, trying to get a runner in scoring position for, again, you mentioned the aforementioned red-hot Lorianne Olsen right now. Nice take there on 2-2.
So now a full count here for Cantillo. Yeah, definitely as you see those last two hits being just slightly fouled down that right base side. And she'll hit that one, and it'll drop in that gap in right field. So back-to-back leadoff runners here for the Lopes.
And again, an excellent at-bat, a quality at-bat, you might say there, for the redshirt sophomores. We take another look. Great take on that 2-2 pitch, laying off in and outside, low and outside, I should say. And then, of course, 3-2, going with the off-speed was Stokes. Waiting back on it was Brooke Cantillo. She laces that one right in front of Cox out there in right field. So just like that, Lorianne Olsen looking to move the runner into scoring position here with the infield playing about halfway.
And
not going to do the job there.
Pop that one up high back to Herrera. Will make that catch. So back to first will go Cantillo, and Olsen will get the first out here in the bottom of the fourth for the Lopes.
Interesting approach here in the bottom of the fourth inning for Coach Pearson's squad. You saw Brooke Cantillo take a hack at the first pitch, lining it down the right field line for a quick 0-1 count. And right there, Lorianne Olsen trying to put runners in motion there, swinging at the first pitch, lofting that one in the air to center field. So really taking no time here against Ashley Stokes, trying to get something going here against St. Joseph's right-hander here in the fourth.
And that first pitch there to Olivia Zufelt will be ball one. Zufelt 1 for 1 so far. Had a single back in the third. And looking to get another base hit here in the fourth. Big swing on a miss there by Zufelt. So her count will even up at 1-1.
And doing a nice job waiting back on a 1-1 off-speed pitch in her last at-bat. Was able to load back, poke it into center field. Looking to do the same here with the infield playing.
And she'll hit that one up, but it'll get off the glove there of Rubinski and roll back. So both runners will safely get to their base. So now Cantillo standing at second in scoring position, and Zufeld standing safely at first.
Probably would have been a tailor-made 6-4-3 inning-ending double play, but Carly Rubinski, see they're getting eaten up there by a bad hop. I don't know if that hit the lip there on the dirt, but again, not expecting that hop as it stayed down low, was expecting it to come up, and just like that, picks up another E6. We've seen 2 E6s, one from Kirsten Fifield, one from Carly Rubinski here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And now Jaden Reed has an opportunity. We'll see if she tries to slap one the other way. A quick throwdown, oh my goodness. What a play by Ostazuski behind the dish. We mentioned the 15 putouts a season ago. It's kind of a sneak play. Thought she was throwing it back to Stokes. Stokes lays off of it, and just like that, Capella is able to put the sneak tag on Brooke Cantillo, sleeping at the bag over there at second base.
Yeah, so just like that, the Lopes now have 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 4th, as Cantillo got tagged out at second, and that ball will go foul down the first base side.
I wouldn't be shocked if that was by design, Shy, as runners on first and second. 1 out there against Jaden Reed. First pitch fastball in the outside corner for a called strike 1. Ostazuski kind of nonchalantly throwing it back to her battery mate in Stokes. Putting a little bit extra on that throw, though, as Stokes was able to hold back, and right there at the bag was Capella able to retire Brooke Cantillo. So we'll see if the Lopes are able to rebound here. Jaden Reed trying to pass the baton to the top of the order with Nicoletti waiting on deck.
And that one will be hit straight to the first baseman, who will step on the bag to now get the final out after Cantillo getting tagged out at second. So the Lopes will leave a 1 on and will not get any more across here, but still have that lead 4-1. So we'll head to the top of the 5th, and you'll get more softball right here on GCU TV.
But we already have the best student section in the whole country.
I know, but what can we do to take this thing to the next level?
Guys, I think I've got an idea.
Whoa.
Ain't gonna get any better than that.
So one key component that makes the Waste Management Phoenix Open so successful is Cox Business. Over 700,000 people are going to come enjoy TPC Scottsdale, from digital TV to digital phones to security, and most importantly, that free Wi-Fi all over this property. We simply couldn't do it without a partner like Cox Business. We're grateful, we're thankful, it's a hole-in-one.
And we will look at that tag of Brooke Cantillo.
Now looking at that a second time, Shy, kind of looked like Ashley Stokes wasn't really prepared for that throw down to second base by Ostazuski. Ostazuki, of course, with great pair of eyes, saw an opening, took an opportunity, and definitely doesn't regret it after making a huge put out there, erasing a runner in scoring position for the Lopes in that 4th inning. So the Lopes threatening with runners on first and second with 1 out, and Ashley Stokes was able to get herself into and out of the jam.
And that will now have Rubinski up here for the Hawks, leading off here in the top part of the 5th. That first pitch into Rubinski will be ball number 1. She reached on an error back in the 2nd.
You can see those shadows lurking in front of the pitching circle there in front of Lexi Coons. See them make their way over Savannah Torville on the left side of the infield as well. We'll see if this plays a factor here for these hitters moving forward, as an easy fly ball right there to Savannah Torville. Pop up on the infield. Rubinski didn't seem like she got enough of that one for a quick out number 1.
Yeah, nice work from Torville there, just being able to run up and get that catch. Slightly foul, but able to make that catch for an easy first out there. And then I'll flip the order back over to the top with Kirsten Cox here. 0 for 2. As she'll ground that one. And a nice throw there by Torville, but unable to make the catch is Olsen. So Cox will be standing safely there at first.
Well, Kirsten Cox doing what Kirsten Cox does there. Again, you mentioned the shadows playing a big factor, lays down a bunt, utilizing that great speed like we mentioned before. 16 stolen bases, leading St. Joseph's in 2019. Puts a runner in motion here in the top half of the 5th inning. Again, one more base runner, and St. Joe's will bring that tying run to the plate. And again, part of the order, you got Ostaszewski at the dish right now. Capella, the senior right-handed bat, waiting on deck. One more bloop and a blast, and we could be knotted up at 4.
And that one hit straight there to Byfield and will be thrown to Bishop. And Cox will not be able to get back in time. So just like that, that 6-3 double play there. And so just like that, we'll head to the bottom half of the 5th.
And the Lopes looking to add to that lead as we'll take another look at the Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game. Shy, I talked about wash, rinse, and repeat for the Lopes in this one. Again, they're going to want to stick to the fundamentals after 2 losses, giving up 17 earned runs pitching-wise last night against UNLV and Montana. Again, stick to the fundamentals, work the counts here this afternoon against Ashley Stokes, get runners in scoring position, and capitalize on your opportunities at the plate. Stay low in the zone when it comes to the pitchers. I think Lexi Coons has done a phenomenal job today executing her pitches, painting that outside corner beautifully, limiting St. Joseph's to just 1 run on 4 hits through the first 5 frames, and then quality and consistency. We've seen a quality outing from Lexi Coons and this pitching staff so far here today, but it's going to be consistency for the Lopes if they're going to want to gain some ground in the WAC standings moving forward.
Very true there, Jack. And it looks like we will see a new pitcher here for the Hawks, Amanda Herr, the sophomore. So she'll do some warm-up throws here.
Ashley Stokes' final line, of course, 4 innings of work, 5 hits, 4 earned runs. Of course, the big blow that she probably wants that pitch back. Fastball over the middle part of the plate to Kirsten Byfield, her first collegiate home run in that 3rd inning. Through 58 total pitches, so only 91 pitches against UNLV in her loss last night. Throws 51 pitches here in just 4 innings of work. In line for the loss if her offense can't back her up here in these final 2 frames. Again, they have 6 outs to work with as we move to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Top of the order, Nicoletti, Torville, and Bishop. Smells like runs to me, Shy, as the Lopes are going to look at some insurance runs here up by 3 here in the bottom of the 5th.
Absolutely. This top of the order is the top of the order for a reason, Jack.
For GCU, the center
Nicoletti
fielder,
looking for her first hit as she was walked her last time at bat. So we'll see what this first pitch from her is, and it'll be in there for strike 1.
And setting things up in her last at bat. Remember, runners on 1st and 2nd trying to lay down a bunt. Ashley Stokes working around the Lopes leadoff hitter. Gianna Nicoletti walking on 4 pitches. Came around to score on that 3-run blast off the bat of Kirsten Byfield. Trying to get on board here with Torville waiting on deck. Again, the Lopes would love to add a few more insurance runs here for Lexi Coons. Wouldn't be shocked if Coach Pearson's plan moving forward in this game was to let Lexi Coons go the distance before Game 2 against the Grizzlies.
Now a 2-1 count here for Nicoletti. And she'll foul that one back. So now a 2-2 count. Nicoletti will hit that one foul, just slightly foul down the 3rd base side. So her count will remain. Lopes looking for the 3rd time straight to get the leadoff runner aboard here. Now in the bottom half of the 5th. A big swing on a miss there by Nicoletti, so she'll go down for out number 1 as that will bring up Savannah Torville.
Number 26.
Very impressive pitch sequence there from Amanda Herr. Wanted to get off to a good start there. Again, Gianna Nicoletti hitting 357, perfectly executed pitch there on the outer part of the plate. Nicoletti trying to slap it the other way, swings right through it. We'll see how she navigates her way through Savannah Torville right here. Again, 0 for 2 at the plate, popped up to second back in the first, reached on a fielder's choice on the right side back in the third, picked up an RBI.
That first pitch to Torville was in for strike number 1, but she'll hit that one and it'll be foul. And Cox unable to run, ends up falling, trying to get that out in foul territory on the first base side. So Torville now has an 0-2 count here.
Again, probably would have been a very dangerous play there for Kirsten Cox. You mentioned the sun playing a big factor as that one got behind her. If it's in fair territory, that's at least a 2-bagger for Savannah Torville.
Wind is blowing out now, so that's a good sign here for these hitters. And that one will be far outside, so 1-2 count now here for Torville. And a big swing on a miss there by Torville, so she'll be recorded as out number 2 for the Lopes. And that'll bring up the first baseman, number 27, Lily Bishop.
And once again, Amanda Herr doing an excellent job keeping it low in the zone, going with the off-speed pitch. You see Savannah Torville way out in front, swinging way ahead of that pitch as she goes down on strikes for the first time tonight. Now she's 0 for 3, and Lily Bishop, again, looking to give the Lopes a 2-out base runner here. Again, painting that outside corner beautifully right there was Amanda Herr. Got only 10 pitches here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, trying to make quick work of the 1, 2, and 3 hitters in this order.
And Bishop will hit that one, and it'll get past the glove of Kapla. So Bishop will be aboard for a 2-out single here. So she's now 1 for 3 here. And that will bring up Fifield.
Another excellent executed pitch there from Amanda Herr. We'll take another look here. Kristen Fifield. Bit of a flashback to the bottom of the 3rd inning, well over the right field wall, but a nice piece of hitting from Lily Bishop, taking that outside pitch, poking it over the head of Kapala at second base. Kristen Fifield looking to get one in her wheelhouse once again, takes that one on the outside corner. Again, her sticking away with these first 4 hitters here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, trying to get them to hit something off the end of the bat, trying to get them to roll one over for the final out here in this inning, trying to turn things over to their offense, who again, they have 6 outs to work with going into the top half of the 6th inning.
Now Fifield's count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Lopes looking to at least add on a couple more insurance runs here before heading back to allowing the Hawks to having the Hawks come back to the plate, as that one is fouled off into the netting onto the 3rd base side. So 1-2 count now here for Fifield. And that one will be down low for ball 2, so a 2-2 count here now for Fifield. That one down low, so now a full count here for Fifield.
And again, another nice idea there from Amanda Herr, trying to get Fifield to chase one low and outside the zone. And no avail. A nice pair of eyes in this at bat for Kristen Fifield. Again, 3-2 pitch, 2 outs. We'll see if she gets one over the plate. She doesn't. And again, a nice eye taking that one for ball 4. And just like that, one swing of the bat, and the Lopes could really blow this game open with Kaylee Holland digging in. You mentioned home run here last night, picked up a single in her first at-bat in the 2nd inning, looking to get that bat going. Hitting over 205 now on the season, was in 205 coming into this tournament last night. Again, just trying to poke one up the middle with, once again, that infield playing just about straight up. We haven't seen too many shifts in this one here for this Lopes offense. So
Kaylee Holland looking to see her the first time, and that first pitch from her is in for strike number 1. Coach Pearson coming here to talk to the home plate umpire. Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner here.
Looking like Rachel Hammond's out there at second base.
Pinch runner for GCU now at
Coach
second
Pearson
base.
looks to utilize some
Number
speed again. A
15,
single will probably give the Lopes
Bellavia.
a 4-run
Christine
advantage.
Bellavia will
Christine
be the
Bellavia,
pinch
I
runner.
spoke too soon.
Yeah.
That one's on me, Shy.
Yeah, Christine Bellavia now standing at second. Came into pinch run a couple of times yesterday. Nice speed there now standing at second. And that one fouled over to the bullpen on the first base side. So 0-2 count here for Holland. Holland will foul that one back as well as it bounces straight down and then back over close to the Lopes dugout. So her count will remain at 0-2. A big swing on and miss there by Holland to get the final out. So Lopes will leave 2 on and again not add on to their lead, but still lead the Hawks 4-1 as we'll head to the top half of the 6th, and you'll get more softball right here on GCU TV.
Canyon State Credit Union, a local credit union serving the Valley for over 65 years, can assist you in buying your first home, refinancing your current home, or if you're dreaming of a retirement home. Canyon State Credit Union can provide you with a fast and affordable solution that meets your needs. Let Canyon State Credit Union run the numbers on your dream. Visit canyonstatecu.org or call 623-580-6015 for more information. Canyon State Credit Union, committed to you. We do business in accordance with the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, MLS number 410376.
When my hot water heater failed, she was pregnant, in-laws were coming, a little bit of water, it rocked our world.
I had no idea the amount of damage that water could do.
We called USAA, and they greeted me as they always do. Sergeant Baker, how are you? They were on it. It was unbelievable. Having insurance is something everyone needs, but having USAA, that's a privilege. We're the Bakers, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
And welcome back inside the GCU softball stadium as we head to the top part of the 6th inning here in game 1 of the Lopes Up Classic here. Lopes playing St. Joseph's, and just a little bit of ways at Brazel Field, the baseball team is taking on Pacific and currently lead that game 9-5 as they're in the bottom of the 5th with 1 out and have 1 runner on. Some great hitting going on at that game. And we've got some great hitting going on at this game too, Jack. So now we have Kepla up here for the Hawks to lead off here in the top part of the 6th. Lexi Coons still out here pitching for the Lopes. And that one will be hit and pop straight back, and a nice catch there by Reed right into the wall at the warning track there to get out number 1. So as we mentioned last inning, we'll take another look up. First pitch hit and first out.
Capella, you mentioned that power out there in right field. Jaden Reed right in front of the wall out there, just in front of the warning track. Again, St. Joseph now with 5 outs to work with. They're going to need a few base hits, 1 big swing of the bat here. Perfect part of this order for them. Capella trying to put a charge into the one with 1 swing, and now Abadi to third base, thrown across the diamond is Savannah Torville. And once again, 2 quick outs for Lexi Coons has made quick work of this St. Joseph's lineup ever since that top half of the 2nd inning. Remember, she loaded the bases with 2 outs against Kirsten Cox, and Kirsten Cox was able to roll one over to the third base bag. Savannah Torville just stepping on the bag. But ever since then, Lexi Coons with 2 1-2-3 frames in this one after a 1-2-3 inning, 8-pitch inning in that top half of the first inning. Now trying to make quick work here of Giancarla Herrera.
Yeah, 2 pitches and 2 outs is a great way to start this inning, as that first pitch into Herrera will be called strike 1. So if you're Lexi Coons, you really can't start this inning off any better than what she has already. And that one will be fouled back by Herrera. Herrera 1 for 2. Got on with a single back in the second and then grounded out back in the fourth. So Herrera's count, an 0-2 count here, is looking for this next pitch from Coons. And she'll foul that one back to keep herself alive here. And that one will be far outside, so it'll give her a 1-2 count here to Herrera.
And 2 outs top of the 6th inning. Lexi Coons with only 58 pitches to this point, so look for her to go the distance here tonight. Again, an 0-2 pitch going with the fastball in the outer part of the plate, up in the zone there, trying to get Giancarla to chase outside of the zone to no avail. But again, a few pitches to spoil her. Wouldn't be shocked to see her go low in the zone on 1 and 2.
And that one will be hit and roll foul, as it hit directly in front of her at home plate and then just slightly rolled over down to the right base side there. So a 1-2 count will remain here for Herrera. And a big swing on and miss for the Lopes there to get out number 3 and head back to the plate. So a 1-2-3 inning there for Coons. And I mean, 2 pitches and 2 outs. Can't really write it up any better than that there, Jack.
Again, the big exclamation point there with strikeout number 2. Fanning Giancarla Herrera there for the final out, as the Grand Canyon University Arena is proud to host Elevate 2020 Music Festival back in Phoenix, Arizona for its 8th consecutive year. Join us this June for a great weekend of worship. Tickets are now on sale at GCUarena.com. Of course, Josh Baldwin going to be there, Johnny Diaz, and of course, you can't forget about the Casting Crown, Cheyenne.
You really can't.
In the house, June 27th and June 28th. Again, get your tickets at the GCU Arena, GCUarena.com as well, as we head to the bottom half of this 6th inning. And again, the icing on the cake there for Lexi Coons, able to get Giancarla Herrera to chase outside of the zone. 1-2 fastball, getting her to chase the ladder, as the Lopes again will look to add on a few more insurance runs here on the bottom of the 6th inning. 6, 7, and 8 due up with Brooke Cantillo, Lorianne Olson, and Olivia Zufelt looking to do some damage in their first go around here, getting their first taste of action against Amanda Hurd, the left-hander for St. Joseph's, making quick work of the Lopes in the bottom half of the 5th inning, really targeting the outside of the plate there against the top third of that order. Lily Bishop, of course, waiting back on that pitch on the outside corner, poking one into shallow center field for a base hit. Kristen Fifield was able to get on as well. Kaylee Holland making the final out, but we'll see if Brooke Cantillo can solve Amanda Hurd here. Will be interesting to see how she navigates her way through the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in this lineup.
The left fielder,
as Brooke Cantillo will lead off here for the Lopes. She got a single back in the 4th. So looking to get some damage going here for the Lopes, as you mentioned, tacking on just at least a couple of insurance runs, as she'll swing on that first pitch and that'll get hit straight to Coppola and then thrown to Abadi to report out number 1.
And again, just like in her last at-bat, Brooke Cantillo swinging at the first pitch, trying to make something happen right off the bat. The pitch right down Broadway there from Amanda Hurd. Gets a quick out, number 1. We mentioned pitcher's best friend, Lexi Coons, with 2 pitches, 2 outs in the top half of that 6th inning. 1 pitch, 1 out for Amanda Hurd here in the bottom half.
That'll bring up Lorianne Olson, who's still looking for her first hit of this game. Had some great hits last night. She'll hit that one and bounce straight back to her and then thrown to Abity to get out number 2. So a little bit of deja vu going back.
If you didn't say it, I was going to say it. A little bit of deja vu here in the bottom half of the 6th.
As 2 pitches and 2 outs for both teams happening here in the 6th inning. So now Zufelt up to the plate as that first pitch into Zufelt will be ball number 1.
And of course, for Olivia Zufelt here, 2 pitches and 2 outs for Amanda Hirsch. She's going to want to work the count here, try and keep Lexi Coons in the dugout for at least a few more minutes. Don't want to get her back out there on the circle. And the least amount of time heading to the top half of the 7th inning. She is rolling, however, again, wheeling and dealing through the first 6 innings of work, only allowing 1 run on 4 hits. But again, looking for a little bit of rest, a little rest for the weary, heading into that top half of the 7th inning, and she looks to close the door against St. Joseph's, trying to hand them their 4th consecutive loss in this tournament. Again, 0-3 are St. Joseph's, coming off that 5-1 loss earlier today against UNLV.
And Zufelt will pop that one up, and it'll go foul on the third base side, so she'll go back to home plate. So a 2-1 count here now for Zufelt. Lopes still up by 3 as no scoring has happened since that bottom half of the 3rd where the Lopes put up 4 in that inning. And a hit there from Zufelt straight to the second baseman, who will then throw to first and record the final out of the 6th. As we take another look at that hit there by Zufelt. Lopes will leave no one on base, get no hits, and will still lead by a score of 4-1 as we head to the top half of the 7th, as we see Lexi Coons coming back out, and you'll see more softball right here on GCU TV.
We needed one more member on our roster. Streets of New York is proud to announce Grand Canyon University to our winning team. We are now the official pizza of GCU. Go Lopes.
Across the green desert to where the mountains touch the sky. This is Sanderson Ford country, where Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford country, built on serving you. Sanderson Ford, satisfaction in everything we do. We're Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford.
Welcome back inside the GCU softball stadium for the final inning here, as we see Lexi Coons back out in the circle. And she will face Hinkle, Fife, and Hessian here for the Hawks. Hinkle 1 for 2 on the day, grounded out back in the 2nd, and then got a single back in the 4th. The Hawks are down to their final 3 outs. And that one will be hit straight back there. And it will be called safe as she rounded for second. So a sliding double there to lead off this top half of the 2nd.
And best case scenario there, if you're Jordan Hinkle, taking that one the other way, utilizing her speed there. You take a look at the throw from Gianna Nicoletti, right on the money. The tag from Lorianne Olson, just a little too late. Runner on second, nobody out. And remember, Lexi Coon's been cruising in this one going into the top half of the 7th inning. All it takes is one more base runner for St. Joseph's to bring the tying run to the plate here, with Hessian waiting on deck, who already has a hit this afternoon. 1 for 2, the senior right-handed bat against Lexi Coons. So this game far from over if you're the Lopes. Lexi Coons, of course, just trying to once again get those final 3 outs, send GCU to their game against Montana at 5 p.m. Mountain Time with a victory.
Definitely, Jack. you want to try and stop any damage from coming across. You do have that 3-run lead as 5 comes up, who reached on an error and then was struck out back in the 4th. And that now has a 2-0 count here. And also we have Mickey Cavarubio in here for Brooke Cantillo, now standing in left field. So just a little conversation going on here now with Coons. As you mentioned, Coons has gone the distance and has stayed in for all 7 innings.
And you can see a right-hander warming up in the Lopes bullpen. I'm sure Coach Pearson would love to see Lexi Coons finish this one off, though, but just in case.
Looks like Yessie Morrison warming up in the bullpen over there. So that one will be hit and past the glove of Fifield. So now runners on the corners with nobody out here.
And again, with that infield playing about straight up there for Fife, he couldn't have placed it any more beautifully right in the hole there. You see Kirsten Fifield full out extension there, trying to make the stop. But just like that, like I mentioned, St. Joseph's is going to bring the tying run to the dish here in the top half of the 7th inning. Runners on the corners and Nobi out for Hessian.
So the infield comes in to have a little conversation with Coons as they now go back to their spots to get ready to try and get these 3 outs rather quickly here. And there is a runner on first here and third, but with the runner on first, that does have the double play ball in effect for the Lopes.
Third baseman, number 11, Ashley Hessian.
So Ashley Hessian here at home plate for the Hawks.
And you'll take a ground ball double play here if you're Lexi Coons up by 3. That runner at third base not as important as the batter at the plate right now in Hessian.
Absolutely is. That one from Hessian fouled back as she popped that one up behind home plate. So a 0-1 count here. If you're the Lopes, you still have a little bit of a comfortable lead up by 3, but definitely don't want any more runs coming across that plate. They would give up 1 to get that double play. That one will be in for strike number 2, so an 0-2 count here to Hessian. That one will be hit over into the stands as Hessian fouls that one back. So her count will remain at 0 balls and 2 strikes.
On the approach right now for Ashley Hessian, down on the count, 0 balls and 2 strikes. Great approach here from Lexi Coons, able to dial back, get the ball over the heart of the plate. Hessian, of course, just trying to put the ball in play here, trying to drive that runner in from third base with Hinkle. Lawrence over there at first base, pinch running. Again, a ton of speed, trying to eliminate that possible double play possibility.
And that one will be misfielded off of the glove of Bishop, and it'll roll past as it'll allow 1 run to score. And then now the Hawks have 2 runners in scoring position on third and second, as they were both able to advance 1 more base off of that. As we take another look here.
And probably not hit hard enough to turn to there for Lily Bishop. Of course, you can see right there, that one eats her up, trickles in to right center field. And just like that, runners on second and third. Single possibly ties this game, and that might be it for Lexi Coons.
So we now see Coach Pearson talking to her team.
We'll see if this is just a meeting from Coach Pearson, but be interesting to see Lexi Coons as dominant as she's been, up to 71 pitches. You mentioned Yessie Morrison warming up in the bullpen. It doesn't appear as if she's going to come into this game. It'll be interesting to see if Yessie Morrison's lined up for the start against the Montana Grizz in just a few moments. You can see her out there in the bullpen in left field. So the runners on second and third. Hessian with a ton of speed, as you mentioned, getting to second base all the way from
Shortstop, number
that
24.
dribbler. Again, it deflected off the glove of Lily Bishop and trickled into shallow center field. Able to get 2 bags out of it, but again, bringing it in the corners here. You'll give up a run on a ground ball once again. That runner on second base, way more important than Lawrence over there at the bag at third.
Yep, still no outs here in the top half of the 7th as that first pitch in to Rubinski in for ball number 1. Yeah, you would let one more run come across if that does allow at least like that ground out and another out if possible. If she hits that one straight to third, get that force out. And that one will be ball number 2 from Coombs to Rubinski. And that'll be called strike number 1 there to Rubinski, so a 2-1 count now.
And you're in a precarious situation right now if you're Lexi Coons behind in the count 2-0. Runners on second and third, nobody out for Rubinski. Doesn't want to give in, paints the outside corner beautifully with that strike. And again, look for her to come in here with the infield playing about halfway now with Fifield and Olsen creeping a little bit closer here with nobody out.
And that one will be hit straight back to Coons. And they'll throw to first. And the runner will be called safe at home as Bishop threw that one back to Holland to try and get that another out. But
kind of a tough call there from Lexi Coons. She saw Lawrence leaning towards home plate, thought about getting the for sure out at first base as you take another look as Lawrence, as soon as she let that ball go to first base, took off for home plate, sliding in head first, and Kaylee Holland tried her best to put the tag on as we'll take another look here. Bang, bang play at home plate as Lily Bishop gunning it down the first base line. Throw just a little bit high, maybe a throw a little bit lower in the zone there, right in front of the dish. May have been able to get Lawrence out at home plate. Now with a runner at third base. 1 out, that's going to tie up the ball game.
But an amazing catch there by Rubio.
Is that a double play? Looks like a game-ending double play. If she did make the catch, we'll see if it was on the transfer from Mickey Cavarubio. A little bit of confusion from the home plate umpire, Michael Potter.
And she caught that and then ended up dropping it.
Yeah, Michael Parker, the home plate umpire, talking things over with Michael Montoya over there at third base. A bit of confusion. Again, if she caught that ball, that's a game-ending double play. If they're saying she dropped the ball, that's a tie ball game. Runner on second base. Should be interesting here.
Yeah, she had it, and then in that transfer...
They're call in Matthew Jacks now. Buckle up, it's going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah, Cavarubio caught the ball, and then in that almost transfer period is when she ended up dropping it. So we take another look. An absolutely amazing catch there by Cavarubio.
Definitely
you see
made
it there.
the play
Definitely
on the
made
fly.
the catch. And then when she is standing up is when that ball comes out.
Again, that ball popped out of her glove as soon as she stood up, so it wasn't on a transfer, but at the same time was able to hold on to it for a mere matter of seconds. Should be an interesting call here from Parker, Jackson, Montoya. Talking things over right to the left of the circle here. Again, this is a tie ball game. If they come to the conclusion that Mickey Cavarubio did not come away with the catch, though if she did come away with the catch, that's a game-ending double play. Be a 7-5 putout. Again, heart of the order coming up for St. Joseph's. A very interesting situation here in the top half of the 7th inning as the Lopes look to come away with a big win. Lexi Coons looking to go the distance here in Game 1 before they take on the Montana Grizz in just a few moments. Got a long delay here talking things over.
With a decision like this, Jack, you need to take your time. But from our view here, as we take one more look at it.
Again, you saw the third base umpire, Michael Montoya, saying out on the call. Michael Parker had other ideas as they talk things over once again. With Aaron Brooks over there, the head coach at third base for St. Joseph's. explaining things to her. Coach Ann Pearson sitting in on that conversation as well. And that's the ball game, folks.
That will be the game. An absolutely outstanding catch there by Mickey Cavarubio to record the first out and then throw it to Torville to record that last out. So the Lopes will win this game 4-3 with an absolutely outstanding grab there.
And if you're Lexi Coons, of course, you go the distance. 7 innings of work, 3 runs, 6 hits. You can breathe a sigh of relief in that 9th inning. Mickey Cavarubio, of course, coming in defensively here in the top half of the 7th. For Coach Ann Pearson defensively, looking to strengthen her outfield here in this 7th inning, paying big dividends with a game-winning, or game-solidifying, I should say, 7-5 DP to end things. Dare I say, signed, sealed, and delivered for the Lopes as we head into action against the Montana Grizz here again at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. They come away with their first win in this tournament. Should be interesting to see if this momentum carries into tonight.
Absolutely, Jack. Ending the game like that, you would definitely think that the momentum would continue, as that was an absolutely great play there.
And again, Kirsten Fifield, the big blow in that 3rd inning, 3-run home run, her first collegiate home run here in the purple and white, 3-run blast off of Ashley Stokes. Stokes is going to pick up her 3rd loss of the season, her 2nd loss on the weekend. She moves to 1-3, a big 3-run home run over the right field wall, took a 2-1 pitch over the heart of the plate as Kirsten Fifield takes home the player of the game.
And that also will give the win to Lexi Coons, and as you mentioned, that great home run there by Fifield to really earn her that player of the game and solidifying that win for her team. But thank you for tuning in to the Lopes Classic. As we mentioned, we have game number 2 of our doubleheader against Montana. The Lopes will be the designated away team for that one. But follow us on follow Grand Canyon University on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. And we'll see you in about 30 minutes for game number 2.